Yeah, my name is Birgit Gredler. I work as a researcher at Wageningen Livestock Research in the Netherlands. My background is I'm an animal breeder, quantitative geneticist by training. I mainly work in the field of feed efficiency and methane emission in dairy cattle, with different projects dealing on genetics and genomic analysis. And in Re-Livestock, my role is that I'm the work package leader together with Luca Fontanesi of work package 3, where it's all about breeding. So we try to come up with genetic selection strategies for methane mitigation, but also adaptation to climate change. Well, I start off, we know that we have responsibility in the topic of climate change mitigation, specifically methane. Well, ruminants, they emit methane during food digestion, rumination. And the specific challenge of the work package is to come up with genetic selection strategies actually to reduce methane emission on the one hand, but we're also looking at finding novel phenotypes for adaptation to climate change. So that's the other pillar. On the one hand, we try to mitigate, and on the other hand, we try to see if there are genetic predispositions in the animals to adapt to climate change. For example, to adapt to higher temperature. The work package tasks are, we split in 4 main areas. So the first one is that we investigate the potential of animal breeding as a mitigation strategy and adoption as well. And there really the novelty is that we work across countries, which is really nice. Since you can imagine, a recording of methane emission is really difficult, it's labor intensive, it's very expensive. So it's for a single country, it's often a hurdle to get breeding strategies or breeding programs in place for methane emission because it's just unaffordable. And for breeding, animal breeders always need a lot of data for their analysis to come up with genetic parameters, we call it. So one of the main efforts within our work package is to bring data together from several countries and do joint analysis together, across country analysis, and see whether we can improve the accuracy of the breeding values for methane emission. So data collection is on the way, and then we continue with analysis of the joint data set next year. So that was the part regarding mitigation. And on the other hand, we are focusing on adaptation to climate change. Here we are using data that actually already exists in the different countries, in the different regions that are covered within Re-Livestock. Here we try to come up with new traits, new phenotypes that can relate to heat tolerance, heat stress, of ability to react to heat stress, basically. And yeah, furthermore, we will also be working on in the coming years on new genetic evaluation models. So the ultimate aim is that we provide farmers with a tool that they can use effectively to select the animals for the next generation. And in our case, this would mean that farmers have a tool that they know, okay, this animal has a high genetic predisposition to emit low methane, and to come up with breeding values that are very accurate. So we will develop models to estimate those breeding values. And then also a very important point is in Re-Livestock, in the breeding work package, that we look at how can we include methane emission and adoption to climate change in the breeding programs. That means how can we basically effectively select for those traits. And here it's very important that we also look at the side effects, because of course we cannot reduce the amount of methane emitted from ruminants to zero. So we need to keep the animal healthy, but at the same time keep the production high, because of course the aim is to secure nutrients and food production. So it's basically in this breeding program design and breeding goal design is bringing all the relevant information together and to understand how it relates to each other. So the associations, for example, what will it mean if we reduce methane? What will it mean for fertility of the cows, for milk production of the cows? So, because of course we don't want a deterioration in the other traits as well. So this will be a very important task as well. Well, regarding the sector and the work package challenge, Re-Livestock definitely contributes a lot, that we are able to come up with effective selection, genetic selection methods, because it will help us by combining the data sets across country. We will see, but the hypothesis is that we come up with more accurate breeding values, and that's the tool for farmers that they can use. So this is really one main benefit, and of course for the society, I see Re-Livestock as, Re-Livestock brings together many disciplines. So I think that's the real, that's the beauty of Re-Livestock. So we're bringing together results from animal nutrition, from animal breeding, from management, housing, animal housing, and it all comes together. It all comes together, and it contributes maybe a piece to the whole global challenge that we face to produce environmental and sustainable nutrients and healthy food for the people. So Re-Livestock in one sentence is, so the beauty of Re-Livestock is to bring different disciplines together: animal nutrition, animal breeding, and animal management strategies, working on a common goal. And it's also a challenge for us to come out of our own bubbles, so to say, and work together and speak the same language.